also now going to stay in Turkey with our correspondent Michal Bardavid joining us now from Turkey. Michal, Erdogan is accusing the Islamic cleric in self-imposed exile in the US in the state of Pennsylvania. What do we know about Fethullah Gulen? This is not the first time that he spoke of mischief. At one point in 2014, he said that Gulen was trying to create a parallel government.
Yes, this is something that he has been accused for a long time. What's interesting is that they were very close for a long time. Erdogan had been his follower, Gulen's follower, before they drifted apart. It's not clear why that happened, but it is clear that during the last couple of years, whenever there's something going that is against the Turkish ruling Justice and Development Party, the Turkish government, especially Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan, has been blaming Fethullah Gulen for this, and they've actually Tayyip Erdogan has also accused Gulen of having control within the justice system, within the judiciary. So Fethullah Gulen has also made statements denying any such connection. However, it is something that is very commonly said that Fethullah Gulen is actually one of the men who have the most power. He's said to be the second most powerful man in control of Turkey, within Turkey, although he is in exile in the United States. So why they drifted apart is not clear. However, following the corruption scandal, as the Minister has already stated, there was a lot of criticism from Turkish President Tayyip Erdogan saying that Gulen was behind him, that they wanted to destroy the ruling Justice and Development Party. So it's not a surprise that, again, when such a coup is taking place, an attempt at least for a coup, that President Erdogan would be blaming Fethullah Gulen for this movement.
Now, Michal, is there a sense of, when it comes to how successful this coup could be, obviously they're saying that it's a smaller faction of the military, but where does the country go from here once they've been so divided? Once you've gone through something as traumatic as someone trying to take over the country, how does the country move forward?
That is going to be a very difficult situation for the Turkish government right now, because they were, after the elections in November, first of all, we had a re-election. Following the first election in June, already when they were unsuccessful to create a government, they had to have we had to have a re-election. And in November, when the ruling Justice and Development Party had enough votes, that was already when they had to state, yes, we have control of the government, although we did not have enough support in the beginning. Right now, we're going to get the support of the people who didn't vote for us. We're going to unite the country once again. But now, over the last couple of months, we already once again saw the way that the country is polarized, the way that the country is divided on. Already in 2013, when we had the Gezi protests, that is when we felt the division within the country, the polarization within the country very severely. But since then, of course, there were many issues that Turkey was dealing with, including security issues with Syria, with ISIL, with terrorist attacks. So it was a shift in the issues that Turkey was facing. From the polarization within the country, there was a shift towards dealing with events that were taking place towards Turkey, security issues that were coming from outside of Turkey, not within Turkey. The split within the country was not as important, but now it is going to be important to see how they're going to be able to unite the country once again, because of course, as the guest in the studio was mentioning, the fact that the president could go out and say that his supporters should go to the streets and actually take back control, that was something very critical to do, because that was going to put the division within the country at a tangible situation where they actually could clash the military and the people. It was a very critical decision to actually make such a statement. Now it's going to be critical for the government to find ways to actually bring some sense of security back into the country, which was already terrified because of terrorist attacks. Now they're going to be concerned due to the unrest because of local political issues. So it's going to be an important issue to see how they can unite the country again.
All right, thank you very much for monitoring the situation for us there, Michal Bardavid.